Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We are bombarded with some very, very important pieces of news lately, and from an arrest warrant being issued for Putin by an international court that has no jurisdiction over in Russia or over United States or China or India. But hey, they issued him arrest warrant. I don't know who's going to arrest him. I hope not the same guys who arrested Slobodan Milosevic. Remember that one? Okay. Nevertheless, from that kind of news, you got the Ukraine news, which is every day, all day. Then you had a little weasels in the U.S. Senate, with other little things. Then you have the global warming BS, and then you have many other things that are over there that they give it to you as being the most important thing that there is. But one of the important things that they are kind of skimming around, and at least they bring us the information, but they make it in such a way that doesn't upset us, is the little banking system that is collapsing, the international banking system, and eventually you and I will pay for it. But we find out that Mr. Kim Jong-un, the North Korean Woodchuck, he is alive, well, and strong as ever. He can hit any target, I think, if he wants, in the United States of America with nuclear weapons. And what do? We push for that. How? We do all kind of drills by his coast, in front of his house, with other weasels, and then we expect him not to do anything. He threatened left and right, and we think that maybe he's just going to be resuming himself, or just keeping himself busy only with South Korea and Japan, blowing them up. But I don't think so. We find out now in this article that I have right here that Mr. Woodchuck has the ability, the military capability of hitting targets inside United States of America. So, Business Insider, from today, March 17th, 2023, North Korea's intercontinental ballistic missiles could hit central US in just 33 minutes, says Chinese study. Not this one. North Korea's ICBMs can conceivably penetrate the US missile defense system, a Chinese study found. The study stimulated to launch of a Hwasong-Kwo 15 missile towards Columbia, Missouri. On Thursday, North Korea test-fired its most advanced nuclear-capable missile. North Korean ICBMs could hit the central U.S. in just 33 minutes from the North Korean peninsula. But, and it says, central United States, but it has submarines. Now, I don't know if it has submarines capable of carrying this kind of ICBMs. I don't think they have them, but they have something that, have shorter range. They can come closer to the United States coast and release it from there. They can reach wherever they want. I think they have more than 3,000 miles, not even 3,000 miles if they want to hit from one coast to the other one. So it could hit the central United States in just 33 minutes, according to a new Chinese study, which pointed to potential gaps in the U.S. satellite aid system for tracking missiles. Well, is this just a study? It's just a study, but do you want to take a chance? A simulation ran by the Beijing Institute of Electronic System Engineering found that one of its missiles could hit the U.S. mainstream within 1,997 seconds, if not intercepted by U.S. missile defense, according to the South China Morning Post. The study simulated the firing of that kind of missile, 15 missile from the central North Korean city of Suncheon towards Columbia, Missouri, per the SCMP. This missile, ICBM, is a two-stage likely nuclear-capable missile with an optional range of up to 8,000 miles. This is, and I'm quoting, sufficient to hit the entire U.S. homeland. The SCMP reported the study's leader, Tang Yu-yan, as saying. So it doesn't have to be carried by anybody. Hit wherever you want. The study also said the United States missile defense system would be alerted about 20 seconds after firing, and that the first interceptor missiles would be launched around 11 minutes later. In addition, it added that while the US's missile defense network is robust, there are still gaps in its satellite-age system for tracking missiles, leaving open the possibility that one could slip through, per the outlet. The report, released mid-February, came ahead of the series of North Korean test firing this week. On Monday, 2 strategic cruise missiles were fired from a submarine. This one, about submarine of North Korea's east coast, according to Al Jazeera. An ICBM test also occurred at around 7 a.m. local time on Thursday, the BBC reported, citing Japanese and South Korean officials. The missile traveled around 620 miles and fell into water west of Japan, per the BBC. State-controlled North Korean outlet Rodong Shinmun said that it was a Hwasong-Ho 17, a larger and more advanced missile than the Hwasong-Ho 15 used in the Beijing scientists' simulation. So, well, you can talk about Kardashian or Weasel's Colbert or other losers like that, and not focus on real threats. Or you can say, well, Russia is a real threat to this and that and our freedoms and blah, blah, blah. You can do that while you push buttons in the Korean peninsula against one little woodchuck, alone, lonely with his sister. His sister looks evil, doesn't she? But hey, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, I just did and I will. I think she's a little bit feisty. I think the woodchuck is a little bit more mild. I mean, if you look at him, he's a little bit fatter. He looks like a Buddha, you know, like always smile, happy, like that. And she's always, maybe she needs something, if you know what I mean. Or maybe some things. It doesn't have to be one. Anyway, my friends, hey, why so serious, son? So we got this situation in, not situation, I don't know, sometimes it seems to me that these guys who are our leaders, they are irrational or deluded, incapable of really assessing priorities. And I think they are like children that try to push to see how far they go. The problem is you don't play with smack, you know, from a parent or with a punishment of some sort, you know, being, you know, grounded or clean your room or something like that. You could get with something that will provoke someone who can potentially cause a lot of damage. And this is the woodchuck. And the woodchuck, I don't know. I don't think the woodchuck will play, I don't want to say nice, but I don't think it's going to be as calculated as Putin. And I think the woodchuck has a kind of, I don't want to say religious feeling in his leadership. But since his father and his grandfather are kind of like deities, he thinks in those kind of terms. Now, I don't know if he really believes that or just it's just for show, which could be most likely for most people. But I really think there are people who really believe that. I mean, you can see here people in the United States, in the free world, they voted for Kamala Harris, for God's sake. They voted for that guy who's barely conscious 15 minutes a day. He barely stands up. Look how he shuffles when he leaves. Look how he opens the door. Look at his eyes. Have you worked with old people? Have you had, God forbid, an old person like that being around more than 7 seconds and to realize that that person needs help, needs love, but you're not going to give that person the power, allegedly, of a US president, the leader of the free world. That is the leader of the free world. I mean, wake up, people. What kind of movies you watch? Oh, Hollywood, got it. I know, maybe it would be nice to pick a book like, I don't know, like the Iliad or the Odyssey of Homer and read over there a little bit some real heroes and how we used to see people as valuable. Read some books that right now are considered, you know, politically incorrect or this or that. It doesn't really matter. These weasels cannot be allowed to, make a mockery of ourselves and our intelligence, our senses, our not feelings, but the sense of reality. These guys are trying to invert reality. So if I feel right now I'm a flag, I can be a flag, and then after that I can be a dick. A dick I'm always, but it's a different kind of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, really. And if you really point it out, that's BS. You are attacked by these juveniles with power. Some of them authority. Well, I hope that the woodchuck is not cornered and not allowed to go in his little ground, den that he built for himself and his lady. But it's okay, we have his sister. Oh my. I think if he's going to go to see his ancestors, you know what I mean? I think she's going to be more... where is that button? You remember that Austin Powers, those movies with the Nazi old lady? The same, just the way she is. Where's the button? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.